The Valar, singular Valar, are the gods of Middle-earth. In the beginning, Eru created the Ainur after singing the world, bringing it into existence. He placed the eternal fire in the middle of the newfound lands, offering the Ainur the choice of staying with him or joining the eternal fire and heading to Arda. Some of the Ainur left, with only a few staying. The ones that went to Arda were then known as the Valar. The Maiar, singular Maiar, are basically the Valar's servants. They came along with their masters to Arda, and much like the Valar, each are specialised in a specific area. Tolkien did not reveal the name of many Maiar, and only a few had done important deeds. Gandalf, for example, is a Maiar who serves both Arda and Manwë, though he often spent much time with Nienna. 4 other Maiar and himself were sent to Middle-earth to protect the Free Peoples from Melkor. Originally, Saruman was their leader, the leader of the 12 Maiar sent to Middle-earth, but since Melkor corrupted him, Gandalf became the new White Wizard. The Valar are mortal creatures with the ability to change the world's terrain. Each understood more or less a specific part of the music that Eru created to shape the world, and as a result each has focused their abilities in a domain which no other Valar knows best. They can change into both sexes but usually have the same appearance. Manwë is the master of the skies and a friend to Auli. He is the leader of the Valar and is often the one to take important decisions. He created Taniquetil and lives upon it, never leaving his tower until the prophesied last battle. He is the creator of the giant eagles to whom Eru gave the eternal fire. His wife is Varda. His well-known Maiar are Eonwë and Olorin, also known as Gandalf. Varda, mistress of the stars, is Manwë's wife and is often an important influence on his choices. She was the one to lift the stars in the sky to make the night less dark, and also had the idea of the sun and the moon. She is said to be the founder of light itself, and her divine self, much like Manwë, is the main reason Melkor despises her. The elves often prayed for her during their travels to Arm. She also created Eärendil, and her only known Maiar are Ilmari. Auli, Lord of the Earth, is the most skilled artisan of all the Valar. He taught many Noldor the art of smiths and crafters. Before the elves arrived, he became impatient and created the first 7 dwarves. Thinking that children were supposed to be small, he made them short creatures. However, Eru shortly learned of his discovery and originally sought to destroy the dwarves. However, he shortly came to the decision that Aul would be allowed to keep the dwarves, however they would not be awakened until the awakening of the elves. Aul later created the 2 lamps that lit the world, Ilin in the north and Ormal in the south. After Melkor was captured, he was the one to forge the unbreakable chains to hold the Dark Lord. Aul also provided the skills to the Noldor that Fëanor used to create the Silmarils. One of his Maiar was known as Sauron, who was later corrupted by Melkor. His other known Maiar are Curumno, otherwise known as Saruman. Aul also created a vessel in which was put the fruit of Laurelin, one of Yavanna's 2 trees. This vessel became the sun. Yavanna, queen of nature itself and wife to Aul, she was the one who introduced the plants and animals to Arda. After her husband's creation of the dwarves in the early years, she sought to create something to protect her forests and therefore created the Ents after receiving Eru's permission. She later fled with the other Valar to Valinor and there sang the 2 trees, making them grow at the sound of her own chant. Melkor and Ungoliant later destroyed the 2 trees, otherwise known as Laurelin and Telperion. As they were dying, Laurelin grew one last fruit and Telperion one last flower, which became the sun and the moon. The king of the seas is Ulmo. He is the lone Valar who rarely visits the others unless the matter is grave. He is very fond of the elves, specifically the Teleri, and even helped a group to travel to Armen by making an isle mobile. It is said a part of him is in every river. His known Maiar are Ulin and Osi. Alright guys, that's it for this episode. This is just part 1 created by Devilius. So I will be pumping out part 2 soon, and I will be talking about the rest of the Valar. Right, that's it. See you later.